The more to the force, some to the love, and get it die. On your good, just son of a flag. You're the bitch, take no life. Turn to death with the act when I die. Live your way, you begin to cry. Don't you get some demon from hell. Follow of life, now you die. Smell of the metal lap horse of the dead. The evil incarnate will tear off your head. Sexual darling, skin the rings bell. Pull into mind, voice of the well. Witness the way, shut down, rolling moss. The fingers to beat, and start blood and blood. Stack him on his eagle, and feel a gun. Visual stop, and feel it. Stop the blood. Necromantic. Groups of you. Waiting for the time to strike. The millions of death, ready to explode. Take the eagle's final breath.
That was Gringo Death by Necromantian. Fucking epic thrash band from Norway. Now, this one went out to our brother Steve Loftin, who organised.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
Used to organise the Thrash Thursday gig. I think he still does a little thrash gig from time to time.
Yeah, bring him back, man.
But he called it quits because people, quote unquote, weren't showing up, even though when I was there, loads of people were there. So
yeah, but it does get a bit downheartening putting gigs on, because I remember from back when I was doing the Brain Dead Club, you do a lot of organisation, and then no one would bloody turn up. No, I'm not bringing back Brain Dead. Come on, Steve, though. You come back and do some more gigs, especially down in Unicorn, where it's nice and cheap and free, just the way I like a gig to be. And I've got to say, your gigs over the years were fucking awesome, and big props to you. And that Necromantian tune went out to you. We know you like them.
And we know that you're going to be forming that, or you probably have formed, and currently working on a black thrash band.
Yeah.
And I said, if they are going to sound like Necromantian, then they'll be the best thrash band in the UK, period.
Yeah, I don't know why you called them a period, though. It's a bit rude.
What?
You just called them a period.
No, I didn't. I just said they'll be the best thrash band, period.
Oh, I see. I get you. Yeah. Silly me.
Because the UK thrash needs something that sounds like that.
Okay, well, good. I'm going to have to listen to more of them in the future, because that was pretty good. Gringo Death, that was. Necromantian. And what was the name of the album again?
Divinity of Death.
Divinity of Death. All right, let's move on with the show. It's enough talking about Steve and begging him to come back with more gigs.
We'll talk about him later.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on with a new find for me, something that I found. Someone basically messaged me on Facebook and said, hey, check out my band, man. He obviously didn't say it like that because it was written and he wasn't like in a voice like that, so I don't know why I gave him an accent. But anyway, he's from Malta, a Malteser geezer, and his band are called Prayer of the Dying. They're a one-man kind of black metal, atmospheric-y parts band, anyway. And this is taken off their new album, which is coming out soon, or is already out, I'm not too sure. Anyway, the album is called God's Failed Creation, and I'm going to play the title track.
What is God's failed creation?
Humanity is God's failed creation.
But God has created this world, and
we're a failure.
Successful.
Well, some people would differ. Beg to differ with you.
Successful.
Well, I don't know.
Praise the Lord.
Okay, God's failed creation. Okay, that was God's Failed Creation, a one-man Maltese band from Malta, obviously. And that was an interesting little bit of music there. Go and check them out on Facebook. They've got a few free downloads, which I've downloaded already. So check them out. Also, buy their album if you've got the money. Haha, which I haven't, obviously, because I'm skint. Which is, I don't know, just them.
Let's go and rob a bank and get money in.
Yeah, that'd be an idea, I suppose. Anyway, right, what's up next?
Alright, this band is a very, very talented UK thrash band from South Yorkshire.
Ah, good. I'm not going to do the South Yorkshire accent because my accents always sound crap.
Don't know if this is a good accent or not, but well, whatever.
Yeah.
They're called Septic Fatality, and at the moment they're urgently seeking a bassist.
Yeah.
A bass player. So
if you're from the South Yorkshire area or anywhere in Yorkshire or anywhere near South Yorkshire and you can play the bass and you fancy playing in a thrash band, the thrash band we're going to play next for you to have a listen to, then get in touch with them.
Even if you come from Malta, for example, if you want to move to South
That would be a long journey.
And play bass for them.
Maybe the one-man band from Malta could go to Yorkshire and he could join them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or maybe, I don't know how much of you like thrash or not, so...
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, good band. This song is called Power of the Warrior.
Power!
Time for a shut up inside a ring of death. You try and cut the covers, you see your final breath. There's bullets to the buckle, there's blood on the floor. The warriors come out to play the masters, give them more. Bleed out. Bleed out. Staring on his rifle, you're waiting for the bell. You're looking suicide, you know you're gonna help. Cold on down your back, and training through the maze. These things they sleep fine, bring on the pain. Bleed out. Bleed out. Take a class, you see around it. You stretch, you'll start your sentence. He wants to push, he wants to move. The power of the warrior will always prevail. Isolation, the crowd are going wild. Thunders on road, beast by out of silence. Battle for the belt, a boot to the face. The warriors have been just defeating silent sight. Body down. Body down. Decline, you see your object. You stretch, you start your tendons. He wants to flesh, he wants to move. The power of the warrior will always prevail. Yeah! Looking to his eyes, you will search the stone. Courses through his veins. You will never out. Hit the light in the streets. This is physics in the streets. Going bound for the warrior's land. Became the trap of meaty six. Always on a crucifix. Power the warrior with man. Do you climb into your rocket? You said that's not your sentence. He wants to flesh, he wants to move. The power of the warrior will always prevail. The power of the warrior will always prevail.
That was Power of the Warrior by Septic Fatality, taking off their demo. And don't forget, people, if you're from South Yorkshire or anywhere in the world and you want to travel to South Yorkshire and join Septic Fatality and you can play bass, then contact them through Facebook.
I'm tempted to learn bass and maybe join them, but then again,
South Yorkshire's a big trek. It's a long old trek to South Yorkshire.
Now, how about they move to South London instead?
Good idea. Yeah, that might work. Okay, what should we do now then? Oh yeah, they was going to play, weren't they, in London a couple of months back? Wasn't they? Septic. Yeah.
On my fucking birthday.
That's right. You was going to go to that gig.
Fuming, like, because it was Shrapnel, Blood Video, and Septic Fatality, 3 top quality thrash bands, and then coincidentally on the day Jeff Hanneman died, maybe they got
maybe it was
over him or something. But
yeah,
and they were all pulled out, so I was double upset because obviously I was shaken by Jeff's death, because that shook everyone.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
And then rest in peace, Jeff.
And then lost the bloody gig as well. You were looking forward to.
And then that gig. Triple upset because then all the bands pulled out, so I was like, you fucks.
Yeah.
And then Steve Loftin, that's when he friggin' said, I give up doing Fresh Thursdays, I'll just...
And that was it, the bottom fell out of your world, man.
And I was just like, drinking myself to death and everything.
And you never even had a gimp suit to climb into to make yourself feel better.
Nah.
Never mind. Right, let's move on with the show. Life goes on and all that kind of thing. Good luck in finding a bass player. And Steve, do more gigs. My turn to choose a tune now, isn't it?
Say that between every band.
I think we should. I think the more we say it, the more chance of him actually crumbling and saying, yes, I must put more gigs on so Graham Fryer won't cry into their beer.
Nah, because like if we did, he might just be like, you know what, fuck.
He might say, fuck off, you boring bastards.
I'm moving back to Australia.
Right, why don't we just do every other song?
Maybe.
Right, it's my turn to choose a tune, and I'm going to move on with another new band, another new discovery. I went to a gig last Saturday at the Unicorn, my favourite place in the whole world, and one of the bands played were called the Infernal Sea. They were a bit of black metal, and I thought, they're quite good. So I got in touch with them, and they sent me a little freebie thing of theirs, which is rather decent. It's a little album of theirs I just brought out called Call of the Augur, and the song I've chosen to play for you off this, I mean, I actually literally listened to all the tunes, work out which was the best one, and for the length and all that kind of stuff, and the one I've chosen is called Malevolence of Our Lord, and it's a nice bit of black metal from the Fens, which I think is like Mildenhall kind of area.
That's good.
Yeah, so kind of like swampy metal. Whatever. Okay, that was the Infernal Sea there. Not a bad tune whatsoever. That was taken off their CD called Call of the Augur, and the tune was called The Malevolence of Our Lord. A dark, evil lord, by all accounts, I should assume.
Lord Voldemort.
Yeah, probably. Maybe they're Harry Potter. No, I don't think so. Anyway, Steve, do more gigs. Anyway,
Oh, God's sake. All right, Steve, and we want you to book this next band if you do bring it back.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very solid death thrash band from London. They're called Anoxide. Very talented young lads.
Ooh, cool.
Sorry to sound gay there. And,
Oh, I like your talents, young man.
No, you sound more wrong when you say
Yeah,
it. But,
fair enough.
Okay, now, because they're probably a bit older than me.
Right.
So, the band is called Anoxide, and this song is called Skinned, Tortured and Bleeding. Okay, that was Skin, Tortured and Bleeding by Anoxide, an amazing death thrash from London.
Nasty to be skin tortured and bleeding. Yuck, yuck.
Okay, and
That would be uncomfortable.
And you can download their little demo/EP from their Bandcamp, which costs nothing.
Oh,
so
my favourite
in
price.
short, free.
I shall have to do that
from their
myself then.
Bandcamp. And also you can purchase a few of their shirts, which range from 10 to 20 quid, I believe.
I think they were 10 quid each, and also they've
on
got
their
tickets.
big cartel.
Yeah, tickets for sale as well for Hammer Smash Fest, which is a big fest which is coming up in a couple of months' time, I think it is, with Brutal Truth and bands like that.
Wow.
Those tickets are 20 quid as well, so I assume they must be playing the event. So yeah, go on their big cartel and buy stuff from them and download their tunes, of course. Right, I'm going to do a tune now. I'm going to go back into the mists of time again, as I like to do in that silly voice, and I'm going to play a great British thrash band from back in the day, a band called Hydrovane.
Book them, Steve Lofton.
Yeah, that would be good. I did hear I think they re-released their stuff on CD, but I don't know if they've actually reformed. I don't think they did. It would be bloody nice if they did. It's one of the bands that I don't think I ever got to see them back in the day. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I could have done. My memory is so shit that I can't remember. Anyway, they got two wicked classic albums back in the day, and I've chosen to play one off their Rather Death Than Force of Faith album, and that's got so many good tracks on it. I was thinking of playing The House because I just like the way that one goes, but I decided to go for Crucifier instead, which is a speedy, in-your-face sing-along thrash classic.
Yeah.
Even scum
Crucifier by Hydravane there, taken off their album Rather Death Than False of Faith. And what a brilliant cut of albums that band had, and wicked, come back, reformations of all the rage at the moment. It's about time that Hydravane started playing again. We have a big tour then with DAM and Cerebral Fix.
Let's ask Dave Ingram to book them for Full Thrash Assault.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Hopefully we can go Full Thrash Assault next year, because I definitely want to see DAM. Anyway, your tune, I believe, Mr. Farrar?
Yep. Now,
what gem from the underworld have you brought for us today?
Now, this band, I believe, will be playing the Unicorn in October with Desolator and Crypsis.
Cool.
They're called Speed Wolf. I mean, if you didn't get what by the name of their title, it is Speed Thrash.
Right.
Hence why they're called Speed Wolf.
Howling Speed Thrash.
Yep, and ow! And this song is called Ride with Death, from the album Ride with Death.
Excellent. Cool. Groovy.
Okay, that was Ride with Death by Speedwolf. Bloody good band. And as I said, they'll be playing the Unicorn on the 8th of October 2013.
Excellent.
Which
I think that's
will be
my
on
mate.
a Tuesday.
I think that's my mate Trev the Death Breath's birthday. I think 8th
Great.
of October.
We
should make him go.
We can bring him there and we can celebrate.
Make him check out some awesome thrash. Speedwolf, Motorhead worship from the US. So, sounds
Keep
interesting.
rocking in the free world if you're not into this.
Your life is a pathetic mistake.
Yep. Now, Desolator, High Octane Speed Thrash, and Cripsis Brighton-based old-time
Kraut Thrash worship. Excellent. Anyway, that's October the 8th. And talking of gigs, let's go for a little gig rundown now, shall we? Right, now, the closest gig, one right at the end of the month, 31st of August, or the bloody month it is now, and that's the big death metal gig for the 10-year event for Grind Ethics 10 years, featuring Defeated Sanity, Beef Conspiracy, and a few other great death metal bands. I can't bother to click on the tab to tell you who all the bands are, but just that's the 31st of August, and it's at the Garage. Okay, so get on down for that one. Don't forget to buy your ticket from the event page. And if you pay by PayPal, there's no extra charge, so go to that one. Also, beginning of September, just the day after my birthday. My birthday's on the 5th, so I'll be drinking and getting pissed. Then on the day after, I'll be going to this gig at the Unicorn, which is like 3 black metal bands. I've not heard of any of them before, but so I'll go and check them out anyway. They're called Kana, Hordes, and Bar Shashkef, if that's pronounced properly.
Yeah.
I think it possibly is, and then again it might not be, and then again who cares, because people don't listen to our show for us pronouncing things properly. They listen to our show for us talking in stupid accents and playing great tunes.
Yeah.
And talking of great tunes, I'm going to move on with a little bit of death metal. The band that I just mentioned a second ago, Beef Conspiracy, who are playing on the gig on the 31st at the Garage.
Are they starting beef now, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to start some beef with Beef Conspiracy.
Blood. Oh, they ain't starting beef, man, because like if it's beef, it's on, yeah? You get what I mean, blood? Bruh.
Yeah, no, I don't get what you mean. Anyway.
Or do they like eating beef, maybe?
I don't know. I have no idea what they call Beef Conspiracy. I think I might have asked them once, and they just said, why not? Or something like that. Anyway, I was thinking of playing 2 tunes, because their songs are really short, but then I've only got 1 tune on my computer, so I couldn't play 2 tunes. Anyway, this is The Sweet Caress of a Nail Gun, taken off of their little EP called Hung, Drawn, and Quarter Pounded. And I've got to admit, they don't actually record or bring out many CDs.
Quarter Pounded, therefore they like them McDonald's, that makes sense.
Well, beef, quarter pounders, hung,
yeah,
drawn, and quartered,
they like eating beef.
Torture, execution, whatever. Anyway, The Sweet Caress of a Nail Gun.
What was that kiss?
Felt like it.
Just ignorant.
Okay, that was rather jolly good. That was The Sweet Caress of a Nail Gun by Beef Conspiracy. Make sure you go to the gig on the 31st of August at the Garage for plenty of awesome, brutal, fast, evil, extreme death metal and some silly shenanigans by Beef Conspiracy as well, I should think.
Yeah.
Because they're quite crazy, man.
Totally, brother.
I'm going to go to the Metal Perv TV camera and I'm going to get an interview of Beef Conspiracy because I think it will be highly entertaining.
Yeah.
And if it's not highly entertaining, then I will beat them all with a stick.
and with vegetables.
Yeah, definitely with vegetables.
Alright, so now this band is was in the UK thrash scene for quite a while back in the day, back in the golden age of the
revival.
The golden age of the revival,
Yeah.
if you've just seen, which was 2006 to like 2009 or something.
Some good bands.
Beautiful Rain, they're from Hull. Now, they unfortunately split up 2 years ago for some reason. I mean, I don't get why bands split. Sometimes when a band splits, I just want to grab all the members and choke the freaking life out of them.
Shake them. Get back playing again, you
choke them.
bastards.
But then again, they'll die. So
yeah, that's not really
wouldn't
good.
be the best thing.
I imagine it's just when you do a band for so long, you probably get a bit tired and a bit like.
But it's thrash. I mean, how can you get tired of doing that shit?
Well, I suppose if it depends on how
Maybe
well
they're
you
older.
receive. You do
Maybe they're older than us. So
yeah, but you do quite
well,
a
me,
few,
not
yeah,
you.
not definitely not older than me or something. But you do lots of gigs and you kind of bore you eventually. So you know, especially if you don't get a very good turnout and stuff.
Don't you get
downhearted. You get downhearted, and yeah, if you get a good crowd.
And all that.
But you're probably doing lots of gigs where people weren't going crazy and stage diving.
Anyways,
kind of
Beautiful Rain
takes the edge off it a bit.
Anyways, can you guys reform, please? Thank you.
Reform.
We'll love you a lot.
Yeah, and get Steve to put you on down at the Unicorn.
Slip that in. Alright, so this one is from their awesome album Visual Violence, which came out in 2008, and the song is called Visual Violence.
sexual violence. Consistent observation. I think you want to see. Immediate exploitation, control, corruption, that means you won't buy less.
Okay, that was Visual Violence there from Pitiful Rain, taken off their album with the same title. And can't sort of picture how you can have visual violence.
They visualise it. They just think in their head of someone just beating the living daylights out of someone else.
I thought you meant beating somebody up with your eyeballs.
Yeah, probably.
Which would be
Maybe
awkward.
they got the ability to shoot lasers at their
Like
eyes.
Cyclops from the X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. Anyway, my tune time again, and I've got a couple of good ones left, I think, for this show. First off, we're going to kick off some awesome death metal again, some brutal, slamming, crazy, insane death metal, fast as you like, and it's a band called Crepitation from up north somewhere, I think Liverpool area actually. So I can't do the accent. Can you do
Fucking Scousers, lad.
That's the one, yeah. That
Fucking Scousers.
No, I can't. I was about to try and do an accent and it was going to be rubbish. Anyway, that was Crepitation and a rather interesting track called Pathological Armoured Ferret Tank, which is a pretty good title, I think you'll find. Doesn't actually make any sense, but neither does Visual Violence, so who cares? Anyway, and I did an interview them with Metal Perv TV, and I put the link on the podcast page. So go to the podcast page. All the links for all the bands, band camps, and Facebook pages are all going to be on there. And if you like the tunes, check those bands out, like their pages, buy their stuff, and tune in next week for more bands. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
The illest bands ever.
Illest bands. High Speed Hangover Podcast! Have we actually told people this is a High Speed Hangover Podcast on this show yet? We haven't, have we? We failed to mention
Everyone
it so far.
knows that, though.
Oh, yes, true. They've got to click the link, so they must know what they're listening to. Good point.
I'm serious. I will kill you. I will reach into your chest, pull out your beating heart, and eat it. All of it. Every last bit.
Okay, that was Pathological Armoured Ferret Tank by Crepitation
Indeed it was.
from Liverpool.
Yeah. One of the singers is not from Liverpool. One of the singers is from Weston-super-Mare, but I don't know the Weston-super-Mare accent, and I don't know any accents. I just do stupid noises and think they're funny.
Every accent out of London sounds like that, basically.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, right. On with the show.
Now this band is the last band that I'm going to put on, and it goes out again to Steve Lofted. Yay!
Yay!
Two bands that go out
Steve
to you.
the man. This is kind of like a Steve themed show, really, isn't it?
This is the Steve Lofted worship. So hang on, let's have 10 seconds of silence to appreciate him.
You can't have 10 seconds of silence on a radio show. That's just like podcast. Okay, I'll shut up.
Okay, that's it.
That wasn't 10 seconds. That was about 3.
Whatever.
Anyway, yeah. I think we should sing a song about Steve instead. He'd appreciate that.
No, we don't want to sound like we're arse licking him or something.
No, fair enough.
To get more
we love
attention.
you, Steve.
Especially that when you're in your 40s, it sounds
Hi, Steve.
pathetic. Okay.
I'll be your friend if you put another gig on.
No, that just sounds pathetic, I swear.
Go on, choose your tune.
Alright, now this is Strike Master from Mexico.
Mexico.
And they are so sick in a good way that they are brilliant.
Sick.
They're fast, they're very fast.
They're bad meaning good and sick meaning ill meaning good.
Whatever, anyways, now this song by Strike Master is called Total Disposal from the Vicious Nightmare album, which came out in 2009. Now, they are another slept-on band. Yes, I just said slept-on again.
Yeah, slept on.
I mean, they're heavily compared to Violator, which are more known from Brazil, but nah. Strike Master are just as good, if not maybe better.
Right.
Sorry to offend some Violator fans, but anyways, this is Total Disposal by Strike Master. Fucking thrash till death, you fucking mugs.
Aye, aye, aye. All right, that was Strike Master there for Mexico, and that tune was called Total Disposal, taken off their Vicious Nightmare album. And yeah, pretty good stuff. Pretty good South American evil thrash there,
Yep.
or death thrash, or thrash speed
No,
death
thrash,
thrash.
they're
They're just straight on thrash.
Yeah.
I lose track of all the different things now. Everything can't be just normal, just metal. It's got to have a different name and a section and subheading and whatever. Anyway, that was good stuff. And we're now at the last knockings of the show. The very last tune, and I wouldn't say we saved the best for last, but maybe we did. Well, it's a good band anyway. This is a band called Dream Death, and they brought out an album back in 88, 89, I think it was, and it was called, was it I can't remember what it was called now. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it was a bloody good album, and I bought it on vinyl back when it first came out, and it wasn't until about, I don't know, 10, 15 years later that I realised that it had become a bit of a cult. A lot of people knew about it, and a lot of people really appreciated it. I thought it was like a hidden, like unknown, slept-on gem, but I actually
Well, it is a slept-on gem.
It is still, but
all them cult albums are originally slept-on bands which the casual fan doesn't know a fucking thing about.
But I actually DJ'd a track by it, thinking no one was going to have a bloody clue what it was, and then all these youngsters for me were coming up to me and saying, "Oh yeah, Dream Death, excellent, man." And I was like, "Fucking hell, how did I even know about Dream Death?" So
Same with Morbid Saint, actually.
yeah, they've all exactly they become like cults long after they finish playing. But anyway, they had finished playing, and now they've started playing again, and they've actually got a new album out. Yes, and as soon as I saw that piece of information, I had to send them some money to get a hold of it. And the album is called Somnium Excessum, which Latin, I assume. I think it's got something to do with excess sleep. Somnium is to do with sleep, isn't it? And excessum sounds like excess.
I don't look
so I suppose
into that
it's
stuff,
thinking
so.
Dream Death. I don't know, you're sleeping too
Go
much,
to
and
sleep.
yeah, you're like a coma, like dream death.
They encourage sleep. They are a positive band that encourages sleep because sleep is always good.
Sleep leads to dreaming, dreaming leads to dream death.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the first track off that, and it's very reminiscent of the old album, and it's bloody good stuff, and it's called Feast.
Now, before we play the song, we'd just like to say goodbye to our fans.
Tatty
again.
pie. Cheery pie, folks.
One more thing. Cough, Steve Lofted, cough.
Yeah, keep new gigs, Steve. I get called, please.
By the time he listens to this, he's going to be like...
He's not even going to listen.
He's going to be like, fuck this podcast, I'm boycotting.
True. There'll be someone saying, Steve, these fucking guys on this podcast don't stop talking about you, man.
Oh, they'd love
you watch out for them. They're going to bum you one day.
Yeah, beware in the toilets of the unicorn.
Yeah, not really. Nah. Right, anyway, Dream Death, Feast.
Peace out, brothers.